morning, yogis. Mindfulness practice this morning. I've been starting a lot of my practices by asking the question, what's here? And sometimes we have a newsletter go out this morning as well. If you haven't had a chance to read it, the theme is same old, same old. And sometimes the same thing, or like a ritual or framework, whatever you want to call it, like a lot of things, there's two sides to the same coin. And in the same old, we can sometimes dip into robotic-like experiences. Unless you wake up with an alarm, the body will wake you up at the same time a lot of times, or your cat in my case, or how you prepare your coffee, or like kind of how you go through your routine. And it can be freeing that we don't need to spend a lot of energy or brain power or physical power on those tasks that aren't super important. But also, it's helpful to inject some freshness into the mundane. That's kind of the other side of the coin. So anyway, that's a long way of saying I've been starting a lot of my practices. Most of my practices start with the cultivation of presence. And to do that, I ask the simple question, what's here? So as I invite you to that inquiry, that investigation, what's here? Perhaps the most obvious parts of your experience are the mechanical, are the robotic, are the familiar, the same old, and we can find great comfort in that. Confidence in the exercise. We've been here so many times before. And this check-in let's take maybe 4 or 5 minutes to do this check-in. What's here? Physical, mental, in the heart space. This will be how we come into our practice. And in this investigation of the familiar, the nuanced, We know in our mindfulness practice that we're not seeking to avoid or grasp on. Part of the familiarity is recognition just as it is. My my negative tendency, my superpower, I don't know what you want to call it, is organization. Someone would call it obsessive, controlling. It's planning, strategizing, scheming, what's coming next, anticipating. It gives me a lot of success in life. I don't know how many times my husband has opened the refrigerator and said, "We don't have this." And I say, "It's in this very specific spot." That's helpful. But I don't need that right now. We'll continue with our investigation for just a little bit. Hopefully, that's been sufficient time to figure out what's here so that we can skillfully navigate our meditation or mindfulness practice for the next 20 minutes. Object of mindfulness today is expansive, our environment. We practice mindfulness so we can become more acutely aware what the object is revealing or showing us, or how we're interacting with it. As I was sharing in mindfulness yesterday, midday mindfulness, the air quality has been difficult for some of us. So the environment may be coming to you. I went for a little walk this morning and still out there, unfortunately. So let's spend a little bit of time, kind of an active practice this morning in terms of guidance. And what I would love to encourage is eyes to stay closed. We'll be broadening our awareness of our environment, but we'll be doing so from a place of memory. So if I could invite you to become aware of your most immediate surroundings. That might be as close as the clothes on your skin, accessories, glasses, malas, meditation shawl where you're making contact with your seat or the floor. And we invite in that inquiry of what's here. And we can start to expand this awareness to the area that is just surrounding us. You can think of it like a ball or an orb or egg shape. The shape doesn't super matter, but think about maybe 2 or 3 feet surrounding you. What's here? As we expand this awareness, additional sensory inputs may be coming through our doorways. May not be so much the immediate texture, but what's that distant texture? The carpet, the furniture, fluffy animals, slimy animals, I don't know. Sounds that might be even 2 or 3 feet away. How are they different? Timely that my sump pump just turned on. Apologies if you can hear that. From memory, what kinds of colors, shapes, objects are in this area? Expanding awareness to the corners or the edges of the room you occupy. As we continue to expand, more and more sensory input. The familiar, the mundane, new perspective on old things, old spaces. Growing into your entire house, apartment, condo, townhouse, space, whatever you call home, camper, van life. Expanding awareness to something concrete coming up today, outside of your home, going to the grocery store, riding your bike, walking your dog, going to the park. What is the path that you will take? Sidewalk, the street, car, legs. Now, when we're commuting or going or on our way, it's not typically the safest method to look around and be in observation of the environment necessarily, especially if you're driving or on a bicycle. You need a little bit of that, or a lot of it, of a situational awareness, what's happening around us from a safety perspective. So, for a little bit of time, in the safety of our sit, what's the environment like? The flora, the fauna, the condition of the sky, clear, covered with leaves and trees, buildings, weeds in the sidewalk, potholes in the ground, full of life in the trees, devoid of life. Figure it out. Observe, explore in your mind. If the mind is telling you it's bored or that it feels complete, is that a habit or a pattern? Might show up just as a little blip, might show up as a banging cymbal in the head or a loudspeaker, a microphone. See if you can continue to explore what may seem like the mundane, the path to where you're going, the route, the journey, whatever you want to call it. Keep with it. How mindful, how deeply connected can you be? Even a single ant walking across the sidewalk. Be curious about what you have or might see, have seen or might see. Start to narrow your focus on a single object, a clover, a patch of grass, a bird, your feet, your companion, something real. How does it feel in your body to hold this object in observation? Honestly, openly. It could be anywhere from excruciating pain to exuberant bliss. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle, like neutrality or numbness. Those are also feelings. Recognize how beholding this object and sustaining focus on it feels in the body. We'll start to zip out, float out, start coming back to the immediacy of here. If you can do so safely in your journey today, can you pick out that object that you isolated? Or if it's lost its luster, can you find a different object in your journey today? Again, safely, be reasonable. Make this mindfulness practice a practice of embodiment. If there is no physical reaction, neutral or numb, name that. Literally name it. If there is joy that manifests as fluttering heart, stomach butterflies, eyes dilating to take in the color and the shape. If there is rage or anger, sweat, clenching of hands, focusing and furrowing of the brows, name that. In this way, we can bring our environment into our experience. Numbing is a challenging one and may illustrate how we're moving through our day, our journey, our path, our commute, closed off from the world. And we can question or we can invite in curiosity. Do I have too much on my plate? Maybe I can't handle this right now. In doing so, we can maybe shine a light on some deeper undercurrents or experiences that are just below the surface. This journey of mindfulness of our environment is to illustrate or to show and shine a light again on the incredible experiences that are just outside of our bubble. We don't always have time or energy, resources to take that peek. That's what this practice is for. we've made the time this morning. How can we take this practice off our cushion, off our seat, into the very real experience of the next moment, of our mundane commute? The sense doorways are there. Sometimes we have to close them. Sometimes we remember to open them. If it serves you to bring your hands to your heart, invitation to find that posture. May the merits of this practice be of benefit to all sentient beings. We include ourselves in the circle of compassion. Thanks so much for joining me. I really hope you bring some of this practice into your day today. Play around with it. Maybe post your experience in the group chat, whatever you feel called to, or text me, whatever. Thanks so much, yogis.